The Summit School Board race gets heated with 10 candidates and 10 different visions. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News. First, it's been a month for the record books, with record low temperatures in Denver yesterday and today, and near record lows in Summit, reaching -4 this morning in Dillon with -19 wind chill. The lowest low goes to Loveland at -18 early this morning. We're also setting snowfall records with 44 inches at Keystone. That breaks a record from 2007 and 48 inches at Breck. Breckenridge Town Council is budgeting for 2020 with $24.6 million in the general fund fed by taxes and estimated revenues of $153 million total, 46% more than this year. Town Finance Director Brian Waldies.
Yeah, the story of the 2020 budget, as it has been for the past few cycles, is really the continued growth of the revenue sources just across the board.
Waldies is happy to see growing tax revenue. The town has made $2 million more than expected from sales and real estate transfer taxes, but he warns of a catch-22.
You have the increased revenue sources because of more people coming to town and spending more, but you also end up with higher demands on your transportation system, your public safety, and everything in between.
Big line items in 2020 include the final phase of a $58 million water plant on the Blue, scheduled to open next summer, and $3 million for the first phase of a downtown parking structure.
We are anticipating beginning the parking structure project in the summer of 2020.
Breck Police get a 12% pay raise across the board, and Transit gets 13.4% more to maintain 2 new electric buses. Breck's Fiber 9600 project gets $12 million in Phase 1, which started this summer, installing a fiber optic backbone from downtown to the Wellington neighborhood.
We have been able to get the lines to businesses along Main Street and then up into the Wellington neighborhood.
Digging is on hold for winter as service provider Allo Communications works out the kinks, and town officials keep spreading the word.
This is a utility. All those kinds of services should be owned by the people, by the municipality.
Funding for that second phase is not yet budgeted and depends on how many customers sign up for service. This week on the State of Summit, we talk with school board candidates about their priorities, problems, and their vision for Summit schools.
Whether you have children or not, education is so important in building the fabric of our community.
That was Miranda Crawford, one of 10 candidates running for school board this election. It's the biggest field in years, and everyone brings something different, like Gloria Quintero, a social worker whose biggest asset is perspective.
I feel that here in Summit County, we really don't have a lot of representation for minorities anywhere.
Tim Westerberg is a retired high school principal of 20 years who brings decades of experience to the race.
I have not sensed that anybody's feeling that we're in a crisis mode or need dramatic changes in this district, but people do feel that we can make a good district even better.
Like Crawford, local mother Consuelo Redhorse says education is vital. She brings the insight of a mother and creative thinking.
We can find some, creative partnerships and be able to use those and kind of brainstorm as a whole, what is out there to offer, what the teachers need, what kind of support they're looking for.
Teacher retention is a major issue for Summit schools right now, with 17 new teachers at Summit Middle this year alone, and it's a top priority for Lauren Gearhart.
When most of them have second and third jobs, and it's between, moving elsewhere or another job or a different profession, it's a bummer.
Stan Katz makes an argument for strategic spending, pointing to his 12 years on a school board in New Jersey and Summit's unimpressive literacy scores.
The same way you fight a fire, you put the water where the fire is. You put the money where the problem is.
Election day is next Tuesday, November 5th. Tune in again next Wednesday for The State of Summit on Krystal 93. In sports, the Avalanche played the Panthers tonight at 8 p.m., and the World Series comes down to Game 7. First pitch is 6 on Fox. And in local sports, brought to you by Wilderness Sports in Dillon, all Summit High sports teams are off today, back tomorrow with volleyball and gypsum. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News.